WPPM LP Philadelphia.
I've been waiting a long time for this. I've been waiting so long for this. Knew I was gonna get to tap it back in the beginning. And if you want it, you can have it. You just gotta stick with it. I've been waiting a long time for this. I've been waiting so long for this. Knew I was about to get it way back in the beginning. And if you want it, you can have it. You just gotta stick with it. I've been waiting a long time for this. I deserve it. I've been working and the time is here. Knew it was gonna belong to me way back in the beginning. If you want it, you can have it. You just gotta stick with it. I've been waiting a long time for this. I deserve it. I've been working and the time is here. Knew it was gonna belong to me way back in the beginning. If you want it, it's there. You just gotta go get it.
It's the Career Seeker Show live on WPPM 106.5 Philadelphia. I'm your host and the world's #1 diversity recruiter, Kenneth L. Johnson, and I've been waiting a long time to bring you the Career Seekers team. Tiffany Southerland, career coach, Alberta Blum, recruitment coach, videographer, Bruce Savage, and together we're your #1 source for job search and career information. We'll be back after the break.
The Career Seeker Show on WPPM FM Philadelphia. Insightful advice for those seeking more than just a job, but a career from the nation's top diversity recruiter, Kenneth L. Johnson. Whether you're starting your career, changing careers, or looking for that next great opportunity, the Career Seeker Show provides a virtual GPS that delivers real career advice that leads you to your career destination.
It's the Career Seeker Show live, WPPM 106.5 Philadelphia. You got the team of Tiffany Southerland, Kenneth L. Johnson in the building. No Alberta Blum today.
Listen, Alberta is hiring all the people.
Yeah, she got everybody.
Shout out to
Jersey.
Alberta.
Well, actually, everybody around the world.
Listen,
they're kind of national with what they do.
Right, and she is out here hiring all the people. Shout out to Alberta.
Yeah,
man. Yes. So, so if you are watching live on the Facebook feed, you may notice, as you may not be able to see, but there is a little bit of a difference of appearance that I have here. And so I, over the weekend, decided a few weeks ago that I was going to cut my hair. And the decision came as a result of recognizing that there sometimes is a need in our lives to invite a change if we are looking to grow and improve in ways that are beyond where we are right now. And if you, and I'm not going to make this about hair, but if you're paying attention, you'll be able to pick up what I'm putting down. So basically,
you'll be able to pick up what I'm putting down.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to pick up what I'm putting down. There you go. There you go. So basically what happens is when you have natural hair and when you've been straightening it for a long time, you don't get a chance to sometimes there's damage done. And basically what I recognize is that if I wanted to see my hair grow to its greatest potential, I would have to cut something and do something sometimes drastic in order to see the growth on the other side. So when it comes to our careers, when it comes to our growth, sometimes we are limiting ourselves because we are staying with what's familiar. We are not inviting change into our life because we are so used to what we have. We're used to where we are. We're in a secure position. We're not making any waves. We know what to expect. And for some seasons, that's necessary. That stability is necessary. But what I want to encourage you to do is to really think about, how can you invite change into your career? How can you invite change into your life? How can you step out of your current comfort zone and invite new opportunities to you by just making an ask? And one thing that I think that it's important for us to be able to do, now change is hard. Change is always hard. Change is very rarely an easy thing. But when you take the right approach, you are now opening yourself up to always see the value in that change.
We're going to take the 4:30 break, Tiff.
All right.
And when we come back, we should be in the company, some really good company, actually. It's the Career Seeker Show.
I think cutting my hair might have made me better. I'm just saying. We are back. Career Seekers. This is the Career Seekers Show.
Oh, I'm liking that voice right there. I like that voice.
WPPM LP Philadelphia 106.5. I was told that I had a radio voice, but my mama said I got a face for TV, so that's what
Shout out to mom. Yeah, no doubt. I'm really excited about the guest I have today, and I get excited about all of our guests, but I really checked for this one right here. I think she's doing some incredible things out here in the city of Philadelphia. I want to ask her to introduce herself, but I saw something on her LinkedIn profile, and it was the Philly VIP. And so even after you introduce yourself, I want to circle immediately back and kind of learn a little more about that. But ladies and gentlemen, I have attorney, entrepreneur, just business person extraordinaire, and more importantly, giver of things that are good, man. Just such a strong community person. Alycia Kinchole in the building. What's poppin'? How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for having me.
We are glad that you are here. You know, Bruce, I keep singing. I need that hand clap. I need like once I say your name, I need to have a track that actually allows us to kind of say, thank you, Bruce. We got a live studio audience right now. You thought this was just a radio show. We doing our thing over here. Speaking of doing our thing, Alycia, man, we got this thing going. You are going to be on, I guess that might be the first or the second edition of the Best of the Career Seekers show. So we're recording that, and that will be, it's my understanding, Philly Cam will have that on the Comcast or Fios station near you. It's probably going to be a month or so away, maybe 2, but we're working on it.
Great.
So we're glad to have you as part of that whole chemistry. We like to do that. You know, hey Bruce, if you noticed, so we have Alycia today. We had Kristen last week, I think it was. Was Kristen here last week? So we went with 2 various just astounding ladies, right? And then we had Mike, who's a pastor, the week before that. So we're on a really good run. I think that we got good graces right now. Yeah, we're on a really good run. So all right, let me back up real quick. Once again, Alycia Kinchole. Alycia, what's popping?
Just a little bit of everything right now.
So I wanted you know what, for our listeners that didn't have the opportunity to check in the last time you were here, why don't you introduce yourself or reintroduce yourself? As Jay-Z would say.
Will do.
To the listeners. Let's go.
All right. My name is Alycia Kinchole. I'm an attorney practicing primarily in Philadelphia. I do mostly family law, but I also do business law as well because that is one of my many loves, is helping out entrepreneurs. Before I started my practice 4 years ago, I managed another law practice where I was the very first employee, started at 16, and worked my way all the way up for another 16 years.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's back up here. What do you mean you were the very first employee?
I was his very first employee. Yeah, actually, before he started, before he left his father's practice.
Okay.
He hired me as a summer intern through the Greater Philadelphia Urban Coalition,
their
nice. Summer program.
Yep. Got you.
And
Charmaine over there, right?
Yeah. And he kept me on throughout my high school years. So it's in my senior year. And then I worked there throughout college, law school, and then later business school.
So I have a question for you. This is the Career Seeker Show. So I want to ask, is that how you got the itch to be an attorney, or did that itch exist prior to taking that opportunity?
It was before then.
Yeah.
So I've known since I was in middle school that I wanted to be a lawyer.
Okay.
I knew that's what I wanted, and I made plans from the beginning to get to where I needed to be, and I've never really wavered. I know sometimes we go through and we kind of try it out, and it's not what you want it to be. It's everything I wanted it to be.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So, all right, I want to talk to you about this. What is this Philly VIP thing all about?
So Philly VIP is a pro bono service that does work. So a lot of lawyers sign up to do work for pro bono, so for free, for whatever cases that are coming in. So, for example, I sign up and say, hey, I'm willing to take family law cases. I can go on and look at the cases that are listed there, what the need is. Sometimes it's urgent. Sometimes you can kind of take it as it goes.
Sure.
I select the case, I get it, and I handle the case for free.
Interesting.
So when people ask me, do I do work for free, I do it through Philly VIP.
Okay. You know, it's interesting. I've never heard of Philly VIP, but I think that I've had people that probably could really benefit.
And if you go to phillyvip.org, you'll find it, and you can see what you need to do.
Excellent. We have Miss Nikia Owens. Did I get it right?
Yes.
In the building today, representing Higher Philly. What's good? How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. So, of course, as you know, as you just got off the air talking about how important employment and workforce is, particularly in, I would say in Philadelphia, as we look at some of our the poverty rate and some of the challenges that individuals are facing. This is really a unique opportunity to be able to impact the lives of so many within the Philadelphia community and surrounding communities as well. So many wonderful employers, and I don't want to say too many specifically because I don't want anybody to think that I'm leaving them out, because we're happy to have all of them.
So here's the
We
thing.
can do it. We can say so. Example: employers including, but not limited to.
Okay,
Right?
Because I know
Right?
Aramark's in the building. I saw that, I believe.
Absolutely. Brown's ShopRite
Yes, Jeffrey
Superstore.
Brown and his
Absolutely.
conglomerate. Yeah,
Absolutely. And we have, of course, Starbucks. So we're really thankful for them for joining this force and being part of and helping to make this happen in the city. We're really super excited also to have UPS represented, Comcast represented, Old Navy, Target, Walgreens, Wawa, all the wonderful shops that you know and see every day.
Yeah.
So we're excited to have them be a part of this.
You know, as you were going through the list, I like the fact that they're recognizable employers. People know who they are when they see their names, and they're actually doing interviews and potentially hiring on the spot, as I understand it.
Absolutely. So you can come and really officially they'll start doing interviews, looking at helping you to do a resume. So if you don't have a resume, or if you're an individual that's thinking, well, this is not for me, because of course we all know that there, individuals have gone to tons of different job fairs and things of that sort, and maybe they haven't, landed that job or had an opportunity, but I still encourage you to come out where you have an opportunity to be hired on the spot, as well as interviewed at that time, and given some other tools and resources that could help you.
So I think it's amazing that there's the opportunity to be both to interview and be hired in that moment. Yes. How does one prepare for an interview in that type of setting? Because a lot of what we talk about here are interviews where, you've known weeks in advance, you've known that you've had time to, you still have time to prepare even if you're doing this, but what is the typical format? Like, how do these interviews go in a setting like this, and how long do they usually last, and how could someone prepare for them?
Absolutely. So the beauty of this is that you can come really not prepared, because there's going to actually be an opportunity where we've actually recruited volunteers that you could actually do mock interviews with. So if you're unsure about your interview technique or how to really answer a question, because maybe you haven't been interviewed for a while, right? Then you can actually go to that station and get with one of the volunteers and have them kind of do a run through with you and get you a little bit comfortable before you actually go over to visit those different.
So comprehensive.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
You can also go to careerseekers.work and check out some of the past shows where Tiffany Southerland, Alberta Blum, they speak about your elevator pitch. They speak about dressing for success and all those things that you have control of, no matter who you're meeting tomorrow, what the situation presents. You will just at least be prepared on that level as well. There are some basic fundamentals to interviewing and job search that don't go anywhere. Even if it's a pop-up interview opportunity, even if it's a networking opportunity, there are some principles that you need to stick to. And one of those things is just being able to present how you add value. And that's just a big piece of it. So I'm excited for everybody that's going out.
I like what you said about, kind of the dress and being, dressed accordingly, dress for where you want to be, not where you're at.
Yes.
That's so true.
I think, what I'm hearing a lot and what you're stating is that prepare for the opportunity. It doesn't really matter. Like, show up.
Absolutely.
Even if you're not registered, show up and be present, and just trust in the fact that there's opportunities and there are employers that are legitimately looking to make hires. I know one of the things we always hear about these career fairs, or any type of job fair in general, people will say, well, the employers aren't there to hire. But you have an event called Hire. That's the title of the event, just hire, exclamation mark, right? And then where it's at. And, that alone just tells me, wow, there's a commitment from these employers that they're going to come out and kind of really add real value. And I can appreciate that and how that came about. But speaking about how that came about, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but where did this event, I've seen, the Urban Affairs Coalition's involved. You guys have so many people involved in this event. How did this come about?
Right. So I believe it was a coalition of obviously business employer partnerships that really came together with Starbucks to really decide that this was would be a really great opportunity to launch in the city.
Excellent, excellent. You know, I'm a big proponent. I'm a big believer that, and I speak about this all the time. I think chaos brings opportunity. And when you look at the situation that happened with Starbucks in the summer, and then you start looking at events like this and you speaking about them being actively involved in this event and kind of spearheading it to a certain extent, it makes you think, wow, you know, that's one of the goods that came out of the incident in Center City at the Starbucks. So kudos to them for understanding the importance of kind of just resolving issues and being part of a community-based hiring event. Because really, it comes down to people having good employment opportunities and people believing that there are good employment opportunities. You know, one of the things that stops people in their job search is when job search is a series of letdowns to a certain extent. Right. And then it hits. But where are you at in between those letdowns? Do you really believe that there's an opportunity out there? And if you can believe that people are out here genuinely looking to hire you, it'll keep you positive in your search and you'll keep moving forward. And I think that's really important. So you guys have managed to put something together that I believe can keep people motivated. Even if they're unsuccessful, I think they'll make some great contacts and be able to kind of move their process forward.
Absolutely, because we have also a number of community-based organizations, and that's, you know, also really what they do is workforce, and it's really making sure that those individuals, if you don't land a job, make sure that you connect with those community-based organizations that can really help you to continue on that journey and on that path of actually acquiring employment. And a lot of them, you know, they get funding. United Way funds them, you know, to really provide training. And a lot of some of those training opportunities are paid training opportunities that actually get you prepared to be able to have the kind of job you need in order to sustain you and if you do have a family.
Wow, you know, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because just today alone, I spent some time. I was telling Tiffany earlier before the show, I spent some time with the people at the Salvation Army. They had a work tech graduation today. And so that's a program where they spoke about the fact that there were quite a few graduates that weren't there today because they're working. They started jobs. Yeah. How incredible was that? And then just in passing, I kind of bumped into the team at the Urban League of Philadelphia, and they were just speaking about other programs that they're looking to get involved with to assist employers and just to handle the whole workforce piece. And then I come in today and you're speaking about United Way and you know, you guys push to just be active and be an active participant in helping people with employment. So to your point, there's just a lot of resources out here.
Right. Absolutely. And, you know, if there's any question or you have questions, we also have, you know, our line 211. That's all you have to call is 211. And it's our information line. Really? So United Way puts a lot of resources behind this 211 line.
I'm sorry. Like 911. So
like 911.
Pick up the phone, hit 211.
Absolutely.
Wow.
What type of information can I find out?
So you can find out about the Hire Philly event. You know, they'll tell you about what the website you can go to find out about that. If you need housing assistance, they can point you in the right direction and get you connected.
In this room that didn't know about this?
You know, I'm over here now. I'm putting it in. I'm looking it up right now. I need to know.
Picked up her cell phone.
If I wasn't on the air right now, I promise you, I'd be pushing these buttons and press 1 for, and I'm like, okay, that's awesome.
So it's our information line. So if you're looking for housing, if you're looking for rental assistance, if you're looking for food, if you're looking for a workforce training program, any of those things, if you're looking for child care assistance, you can call 211 and they will get you connected with, you know, that resource. And we also are making sure and we're monitoring our 211 to make sure that people actually do get connected, because it's absolutely, you know, nothing like calling the phone and not getting exactly what you know, connected and where you need to go. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you know, word of mouth, it's like, So, wow, I wasn't aware of this whole 211 thing. So that's great information. Information you can only get on the Career Seeker Show. Kenneth L. Johnson, Tiff Southerland in the building. We do this every Wednesday, 4 to 5, WPPM 106.5 LP Philadelphia. Wow, Miss Owens, you were doing it. Tiff, what's good?
So I am interested. So I know you. So you are haven't been intricately involved in kind of putting this event together. I'm interested in hearing about your career path and how you have kind of gotten to the United Way to do some of this important work that you're doing now.
You know what? Great question, because I looked at your background. HBCU all over the place. I'm so proud of you.
Doctor,
And
mind you.
I
was like, all right now.
And then she came in wearing the Bison colors. You a Howard alum?
Absolutely.
All right now.
You know what? I'm at Howard on the 23rd of this month. So we'll talk about that after the show.
Absolutely. A little bit, I guess, just real quickly. I'm actually born and raised in California. I actually came up through the foster care system, was emancipated at 17, left, moved out to D.C., went to Howard University, and finished my undergrad master's there, went on to Atlanta and got my doctorate at Clark Atlanta University, and kind of like all along the way had, opportunities to, do different things from being a case manager, addictions counselor. I've been a probation officer. I've ran a research unit for the 4th largest juvenile probation department in the country. I actually used to commute between Houston and Philadelphia. I used to run an education project for the state of Pennsylvania by helping kids in the most challenged high schools graduate from high school and go on to a post-secondary institution. And that's really what kind of led me back to Philadelphia. Actually, I was living in Houston. I was kind of at a transition point in my life and decided I had really did some really great things in Pennsylvania and thought, maybe it's time for me to go back. So I applied for really one job. I said, if it's meant for me to, come back here, then, they'll give me the job. And if not, maybe it's meant for me to stay here in Houston. They offered me the job and I kind of leaped off that cliff and came right back here to Philadelphia, where I've been able to really do some tremendous things here at United Way and implement some really wonderful programs, from workforce programs for reentry. We have match programs for people who want to, I know you just talked about purchasing homes. So you save $2,000, we match $4,000. You want to go back to school, you save $1,000, we match $3,000. You have a small business, it's a 2-to-1 match. You save $1,500, we match $3,000. So we've also have another program that really tackles that addresses families. So if you're unstably housed, it'll get you stably housed and help your kids stay in the same school and do well in the same school. So really kind of my career pathway, I've been really fortunate to do a number of different things, from teaching at the collegiate level, directing really major HUD housing and basic need programs, to being a probation officer for people, gang members and so forth. So
now I get it. I get it, everyone. When you call 211, Nikia picks up the phone. That's all that happens. She just picks up the phone and tells you what to do.
What an amazing journey. I mean,
and
I know we
book,
like
book comes out,
or
actually, I'm getting ready to get that launched.
Right? All right, because we have there's 3 hours. There's so many different conversations and so many different, just hearing your story, your testimony of just resilience and determination and flexibility and being open to different things. Like, there's so many different career lessons there and just life lessons. So thank you for coming and for sharing and for being so committed, because what I noticed is, as you were talking about your own journey, then you started talking about the service and the work that the United Way does, and that comes from, there's a care about serving that is just natural to you, that I can tell just based on the path that you've taken and how you speak about the work that you do.
Absolutely. I tell people all the time, I said, my life is about service.
Amen.
It's about serving others. It's about helping that person that's standing in the unemployment line, because I've, been there myself, and helping them to get a job. It's about lifting people out of poverty. It's about making sure that everybody gets an equal opportunity to live life, not exist, but to really live life.
Absolutely. And you are certainly doing that. Oh my goodness.
So thank you so much for allowing me to be of service even today.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to have you come back to serve as a guest, because I have all the questions, because there are so many. Thank you for your journey.
Thank you.
So Tiffany has a podcast, a very successful podcast.
Yes.
Called How Does She Do It? I'm just saying.
Listen. I already have. I'm lining up guests for quarter one of next year. So if you are interested, because I know we could talk for a very long time about some of the things that you've experienced and overcome.
That's the one benefit to this show. Like, I don't know where we would have met. I believe we would have met somewhere, but I think this show gives us the opportunity to really just kind of meet people and say, wow, there's so many incredible people that you walk by every day and have no idea that, like, wow, it's you. Like, your story is incredible. When I saw your LinkedIn profile, I was like, I can't wait to meet her. Mm-hmm. But then I didn't know the backstory. And it's just even more impressive than the LinkedIn profile in itself. So, cool. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, do your thing. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I was going to say, Philly needs you. Philly needs you.
Thank you so much.
Wow, Tiff. We did it again.
Absolutely.
We did it again. So, you know what? I don't want to. We could probably go all day. You're an hour. You're an hour episode indeed. Listen, all right, let's bring it back. Tiff, any advice to the people that are coming out tomorrow? From Tiffany Southerland, from Four Corners. Give me that Four Corners advice.
I would say to just be open and be eager. Be open to learning, be open to connecting, and be eager to pursue the opportunities and take advantage of the excellent resources. I've walked through that convention center for another career fair, so I can just visualize the tables and the rows and the energy in the room. So just be open and eager to learn, and stay encouraged, because even if you don't get an opportunity tomorrow, there's still opportunity to get an opportunity later. So go there ready to learn. Bring a notebook, bring something to carry things with you, even though I know they're probably going to be giving away materials and bags from different places, but just be ready to absorb and learn and know that you can improve and get past the situation that you're in going in there tomorrow.
As my former colleague Carla Baptiste used to always say, don't go there for the tchotchkes. Go there to get a job. Come out of there with the job. There's a website, right? Or it's an Eventbrite, or
absolutely. It's Hire Philly dash OCT for OCT4, the number 4 dot eventbrite.com. So that's Hire Philly dash OCT4 dot eventbrite.com.
We did it again. It's the Career Seeker Show, live, WPPM 106.5 Philly. I'm just excited, man. There's going to be some great stories that come out of tomorrow. Please hit us up. Let us know if you've had success in connecting with employers tomorrow, because that's the type of information we love to have. Thank you so very much to our friends at the Urban League of Philadelphia for coming out today. Thank you so very much for Nikia Owens for coming out today.
Dr. Owens is in the building.
Dr. Owens in the building. Thank you very much to you, Tiffany Southerland, Bruce Savage, all the Career Center, Career Seeker. I say Career Center.
Listen, you've been in a lot of places. Right? I know. Yeah.
To all the Career Seeker listeners, we just really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Live stream, phillycam.org, but 106.5 FM. Everybody driving home with us. Thank you so very much. WPPM LP Philadelphia.
See you next week. For being family before anything more, it means so much more. I adore you for letting me chase my dreams, and for making sure I see things from right here down on earth. To my people, you're worth so much more than you would ever know.